Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining me today for our weekly guided heart coherence meditation. And I'm Renata Crescenzo, and we meet here each week to get into our hearts, to get coherent, and to have an experience of heart-brain coherence. And what I wanted to share a little bit about today is I tend to be a procrastinator when it comes to certain things like taxes, and our tax day is coming up soon, and I've given myself the week to prepare and do I do my own taxes, which I guess I like better than preparing them for someone else. But I've noticed that I've been procrastinating, and I was thinking about that today, and I was like, I really need to practice what I preach, which is, in everything that we do, we want to get ourselves into alignment and get coherent. And, there is a lot to that scientifically, because we know that when we're in heart-brain coherence, the signals that go to our brain are clear and coherent and aligned. And people who take tests when they're coherent score better on their tests than when they don't. So the whole idea with procrastination, it's a kind of an avoidance, and it's the feelings that we have about procrastination are not coherent feelings or elevated emotions. So to get ourselves into that state before we tackle a task that we're avoiding or procrastinating on or don't feel confident about is really the best thing that we can do for ourselves. And I think about ministers or people who are really consistent prayer people who really have a morning prayer practice. Very often they'll say that on the days that they have a lot to accomplish, they actually spend more time in prayer, that the more that they have to do, the more they invest their time that day or that morning in prayer, because that alignment that they get from prayer actually benefits all that they need to do. That alignment is key for accomplishing and for doing, but it's also important for just being, and being in a higher elevated emotional state to attract good things to us, to come into alignment with synchronicities, and to feel ourselves being in the Tao, in the flow, in inner alignment. So I just want to encourage you, and I'm encouraging myself too, because I already started working on my taxes and got myself aligned with it, and let's get aligned together. And if anyone's still got taxes to do that they've been procrastinating on, join me in this guided heart coherence meditation. And for anything else that is going on in your lives, know that coherence is the key. It transforms, it brings us into elevated states of consciousness. Could even say new timelines, however practical or metaphysical you want to get with heart coherence, it really makes a positive difference in everything that we do. So with that said, let's practice some coherence. And as we always do, we want to first get ourselves grounded with our feet on the floor and make that connection with the earth. And really feel that sense of embodiment where we're getting out of the thinking mind, down, bringing the energy down into our body, all the way down to our legs, and to feel connection with ourselves, and connection to the life force energy that is always beating and pulsing out from the center of the earth. It's an energy that feeds and nourishes and energizes all life on this planet. And it's the life force energy that grows and nourishes all the plants and the trees on the planet, which in turn nourish us. So imagine that this energy, this life force is coming up from the center of the earth. And imagine it is a green light. Imagine that green, healing, loving, energizing, nourishing energy of Mother Earth is coming up through the soles of our feet into our bodies. Imagine it coming up through our legs, and as it comes into our body, imagine that it's greening and bringing this life force to every cell in our body. And imagine that not only the cells in our body, but the space between all the cells, and at an even deeper level, the atoms and the space between the atoms. Imagine that this green is coming into all the space and all of the matter. All of us, every bit of us in our body is being washed in this loving green energy. So as it comes up through our legs, it's clearing away any pain, any blocks, any limitations. As it comes up into our thighs, into our hips, clearing away any stiffness or pain. And now up through our energy center, starting at our root, clearing away any energy blocks as it comes up through our root chakra, giving us that sense of grounding and safety and security as it comes up to our sacral chakra, the seat of our emotions, our creativity, our sensuality, as it comes up further to our solar plexus, the seat of our personal power, our courage, and our strength. We imagine that this light is vitalizing all of these energy centers as it comes up into our heart, the seat of love, opening our hearts to receive and give love. As it comes up further into our throat, where it opens up our ability to speak that truth that's in our hearts with love, to say what needs to be said, as it moves up now into our third eye, our pineal gland that's in the center of our head, giving us insight, awakening our intuition, our inner knowing, to see beyond this 3D realm as it comes up further to our crown, where we know our oneness with everyone, with all beings, and with everything that is in this universe. We are one. And I invite you to breathe in all these energies that we know are true, that we embody, as we imagine that this light of Earth's life force energy, this beautiful green light of our heart chakra, is circulating now throughout our body. And just feeling the alivening that we're receiving from this energy source of divine love of Mother Earth. And again, using our imaginations, we go to the center of the universe, where resides the great central sun. The sun that is that illuminating light and life force energy behind all the stars, including our own sun. And we imagine that this divine light, imagine it as a bright white, life-giving source, is coming through the sun, down into our bodies, into all our energy centers, starting with that crown, and is spreading the divine life force energy of Father Sky down into our bodies, bringing its own divine light as it moves down from our crown into our third eye, further awakening us to see and know as it comes down into our throat, giving us clarity of speech, into our heart, opening us even further to divine love, into our solar plexus, as it strengthens us and gives us courage and that sense of personal power, empowered by the divine. And down further to our sacral chakra, opening us up to our creativity and to our emotions, as it comes down to our root and blanketing us with safety and security. Take a deep breath in, right into our hearts, as we see these energies of Mother Earth and Father Sky coming together, a divine union, as we begin to breathe a little slower and deeper than we normally do, imagining that this breath is moving through our heart in union with this divine love of Mother Earth and Father Sky, as our heart becomes that bridge between earth and sky, And as we breathe into our heart, imagine that your heart is expanding and contracting with each inhale and exhale, as if it were a set of lungs. I invite you now to bring into your heart an elevated emotion such as gratitude, love, appreciation, care, compassion. Whatever brings you into one of those emotions, or all of them if you can, lift yourself up by breathing this emotion into your heart. Just continue to breathe into your heart as we say the words of Metta Lovingkindness, this Coherence meditation, as we bring into our hearts and minds our loved ones, as we share these words out into the greater universe, to our friends and family and to the entire world. And as we say these words, I bring my friend Maj Kamal Maz into my heart and mind as we extend these intentions of light to him, and as you do to your loved ones. So join me in your heart as we say, may we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we live with hearts and minds that are always in balance. May we accept with understanding and wisdom the events in our lives and world. May we forgive others and ourselves for the inevitable harms we cause each other. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed. And may we be instruments of healing for all beings. Take a deep breath in, and on the out breath, extend these intentions out into the world, and see these intentions carried in a field of love and light. And imagine that love and light is surrounding the planet, infusing the earth with love, and that all hearts, all consciousness, whether it be animal, vegetable, mineral, and human, all those beings that are open to receive this light, takes it into their hearts now. May all beings be in peace. May we be in peace. And And to remember the oneness that we share with all beings and with all humanity. Now as we begin to come back, feeling our feet on the floor, wiggling our toes, taking a deep breath as we wiggle our fingers, feeling ready as we open our eyes and come back. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today in this heart coherence meditation. And just remember, the more that you have to do, or the more you feel yourself procrastinating or avoiding, come to your heart and give yourself a dose of self-love and coherence and alignment, and just watch and see how much better your day goes. So until next week, be in peace.